We're by Dalit Amid Aleph, Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, toward the halfway, a little bit more than halfway down the Amid. Amar, big crowd today. Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Chayiv Adam Likrus Megillah Balayla V'Shnosa Bayom. A person is obligated to read the Megillah at night. V'Lishnosa Bayom. Now, V'Lishnosa Bayom is going to be, there's going to be two ways to learn what that means, but we're going to say now that it means and to repeat it by day. We're going to see soon that the Gemara, the Bnei Yeshiva, is not going to understand that the way. Shenemar, so you have to read it by night and read it and repeat it again by day. Shenemar, like it says in the pasuk, Elokai ekra yomam v'losana. I call out to my Hashem, to my God, yomam v'losana. He doesn't answer v'layla v'lo. And at night, and I'm not silent, or I don't have any respite. So we see that you cry out to him by day, you cry to him by night, and therefore, so too, we read the Megillah by day and by night. Very good. Savri Minei, so the Bnei Yeshiva thought, L'makraya b'leila v'l'masnayim masnisin dida b'yamama. The Bnei Yeshiva thought that when Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi said that you read the Megillah at night, v'lishnosa, that expression of v'lishnosa bayom, they thought v'lishnosa bayom means what? That it doesn't mean you repeat it by day, but rather they thought that it means lemisna masnisin dida b'yamama. They thought means to learn Mishnayos. So they thought it meant that by night you read the Megillah, and by day you what? You learn the Mishnayos of Megillah by day. Amalahu Rabbi Yirmiyah explained, no. Rabbi Chia Barab explained to me that when he used the word v'lishnosa, even though it can mean learn Mishnayos, why do you use that word? Because it was very prevalent that people say to their friend that when they want to learn something over again, Kigon Damri Inshi. It's similar to the way people talk in those days, at least, where they would say, ever Pasha Sada, let me learn over, let me review, let me learn this topic, Vesnaya, and I'll review it and I'll repeat it. So therefore, since that's the way people spoke, so it made sense that Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi used the lashon v'lishnosa to mean to repeat it, even though sometimes it can mean to learn Mishnayos. Itmanamu, you also learned this in another memra, that you read the Megillah when? Not only by what? Not only by day, by night, but even by day, or not only by day, but even by night. Says Ula. So Itmanami Amar Rab Chelbo Amar Ula Bira. Rab Chelbo said in the name of Ula from Biri. Rashi explains Bira means from Biri. Chayiv Adam Likros Megillah Balayla. You have to read the Megillah at night, V'lishnosa Bayom, and also repeat it by day. Shenemar, like it says in the pasuk, Lamani Zamercha Chabod V'lo Yidom. In order for my soul to sing, Zamercha will sing Chavod, my soul, V'lo Yidom, and it won't be still. It won't be silent. Hashem Elokai lo modeka. So Rashi explains, Lamani Zamercha Chavod V'lo Yidom. Lamani Zamercha Chavod. My soul will sing by yom, by day. V'lo Yidom, and it won't be quiet by laila. And Rashi explains that this pasuk is talking about, in the Psikta, it explains that this pasuk is speaking about Mordechai, Esther, Haman, Achashverosh. And the pasuk before also, I need to add, the pasuk before that says, Elokai Eker Yomam V'losana. So Rashi explains also is going on the pasuk in Tehillim, La Matseach Ala Yeles HaShachar. And that, the Gemara in Yuma explains that first pasuk also is referring to Mordechai Esther. If it wasn't referring to Mordechai Esther, it wouldn't help. It would have nothing to do with Kriyas Megillah. So Rashi explains that, it brings down the Gemara in Yuma that says that Esther is compared to Ayeles HaShachar. She's compared to Ayala, and she's a female ram, and she's also compared to Shachar, the dawn. The Gemara there explains why. And in that Kapitel Tillim, it says that pasuk of Elokai Ekri Yomam V'losana V'layla V'lo. Very good. Now we're up to the two dots. Ela Shakfar Makdim L'Yom HaKnisa. Ela Shakfar Makdim L'Yom HaKnisa. Says the Gemara. Why did we say that the Kfarim read early? Why do we allow the Kfarim to read early? Purim's Purim. Why should we allow them to read early? So says the Gemara. Amar Rabbi Chanina, Chachamim ekilu al Kfarim lios makdim l'yom haknisa. The Chachamim were lenient for the Kfarim, for the villagers, to read early, kidei, in order, sheyisapku mayim umazon, that they should provide water and food, lachem shabakrachim, to their brothers in the what? In the open cities. So therefore, who did we do it for? We did it for the people in the open cities, the big open city guys. And we let the little villagers read early so that they will be available. Ask the Gemara, wait a second. That sounds like the whole takana was meant for who? For the big boys, for the big guys in the open cities. Ask the Gemara, Lamema, are you going to tell me the takanta de krachin, Abi, that this takana was set up for the krachin? I'll ask you a bomb kasha. But Tanan chalios b'sheni. It says in our Mishnah that if the 14th comes out on what? On Monday, kfarim baryoros gedaros kolim rabayom. Not only do the open cities read on Monday, the kfarim also read on Monday. Remember that in the Mishnah? When it comes out on Monday, the kfarim don't move back. So ask the Gemara, v'im isa, if it's true that we need to help out the boys in the open cities, and we don't, and we want the kfarim to provide them, likadmu yom haknisa, we should allow, comes out on what? Thursday, we should allow them to go back to Monday, so that they should read it the Monday before, so they should be available to provide food for the guys in the big cities, in the open cities. Answers the Gemara, no, there you can't, because if you do the math, havlu asara, then it's what? It's the 10th. Vasar lo takin rabban. You can't go back from Thursday to Monday, because Monday will be the 10th. So therefore, you wouldn't be allowed to go back. The Mefarshim speak out, so set up the 10th. Why didn't they allow the 10th? That the Mefarshim speak out. Okay, Tashima, another proof. Chalios b'chamishi. If let's say what? If let's say the 14th comes out on Thursday, now kfarim v'aryoros gedolos. Not only do the open cities read on Thursday, the kfarim, the villagers, also read on Thursday. Karim bo bayom, they read on that day. Vim isa, and if it's true that we were so concerned for who? For the what? For the big cities, the big open cities, and that we wanted the villagers to be able to provide for them. Likadmu liyom haknisa. There, you should allow to what? Likadmu liyom haknisa, to allow the kfarim to read on the yom haknisa. The achar asaru. It's the 11th. Let's do the math. If Thursday is the 14th. If Thursday is the 14th, so then Monday would be the 11th. So we should allow it. Answers the Gemara. The Meiri explains, we mentioned it in the first year, that since we don't allow you to what? To read, to go back. When the 14th is on a Thursday, we don't allow, when it's on a Monday, we don't allow you to go back to Thursday because it's the 10th. So too, when it's on a Thursday, even though it'll work out in math, we allow you to go back. We try to make it one steady thing that people don't get mixed up. We don't go back one Yom HaKnisa to the other Yom HaKnisa. Tashima, says the Gemara. Tashima, Ethan, turn on the AC. Says the Gemara. Tashima, Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says, we mentioned the what? We mentioned Tanichab. We mentioned the what? We mentioned that a Mishnah on Daf Hey, when do we tell the villagers to what? To go back into the big cities and read early. That's when they're coming in anyway for what? For Bezdin. But when they don't come in anyway, if they're not going in anyway, they're only allowed to read in the right time. Now, does that sound, who does it sound like we're doing it for? We said that if they're going in anyway, let them do it. If they're not, we don't want to do it. That sounds like what, Benny? That we're doing it for who? We're doing it for the kfarim. That sounds like if you're going to say that it's a takana for the krachin, so then if we're doing it for the big cities, so just because the little guys aren't going in on Sheni Chamishi up for Bezdin, Mishum de Nechlasim Sheni Chamishi, Mafsidi Lahu Lekrachin, you're going to make the krachin lose out? Akiva, you hear? That's the kasha. So therefore, you said it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. Answers the Gemara, low tema. So therefore, we're going to change. We're taking an about face. We're not going to say that what? That we're doing it for the big guys in the big cities. Lo tema, don't say kadeshi yisapku mayim umazon, in order for them to provide mayim umazon for the big guys. Ela ema, let's change the words already a little bit. Mipnei, why do we allow the villagers to go in and what? And feed eitan and feed the what? To feed the big guys and to read early. and not have to read on Purim is because we want to reward them. Why? Why do we want to reward them? Because since what they want, since they're feeding the boys the whole year, such a chesed, since they're feeding them the whole year, they're providing food for them the whole year, we want to give them a little bit of a relief. And therefore, on Purim, we allow them to read early so that they'll be more available, so that they won't have as much of a stressed Purim day. Because they do it, so we want to give them a freebie, a little bit of a reward to be able to what? To have a little bit less of a hectic Purim. Says the Gemara further, a little bit of a hard Gemara, a little bit, it's just a cheshbon. Says the Gemara. The Gemara has the following kasha. The Gemara says, in the Mishnah, we learned that at the beginning of the Mishnah, it says, Megillah Nikras B'Yid Aleph Yibez B'Yid Gimel Yud Aleph Tesvav. We're reading in order. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We put the dates in order. But at the end of the Mishnah, when the Mishnah is doing the math, what does it say, Hananya? It says, Chalios B'Chamishi, when it falls out on Thursday, the villagers read on that day. When it falls out on Friday, the villagers read on the 13th. When it falls out on Shabbos, we make the cheshbon, the villagers read on the 12th. When it falls out on Sunday, the villagers read on the 11th. So the Gemara is going to ask, why at the beginning we do the dates in order? And then at the end, because we're using the date, since we're using the days of the week, Chamishi, Friday, Shabbos, Sunday, what ends up happening? It ends up that we're mentioning that we're going with the day. If you follow the days of the week, then the dates end up being what? Backwards. You chop why? You understand why? You understand? You understand why? Avi, you understand? Why? Because if you do the days of the week, so Thursday they read on the 14th. When it falls out on Friday, they read on the 13th. When it falls out on Shabbos, they read on the 12th. When it falls out on Sunday, they read on the 11th. Is that backwards or that's forwards? That's backwards. So says the Gemara like this. Ketzad, 2 dots. Ketzad, how is this? Chalios b'sheni b'Shabbos farmi yaskol skol maviyom. Ask the Gemara. Why in the Reisha do we mention the order of the dates in order? Why in the Seifa the Nakatzidur Diyoma? Do we mention the days of the week? And thereby, if you make them do the math, the days of the month will be backwards. Answers the Gemara an obvious answer. Because since if what? Rashi explains, since if we would do it the opposite way, if let's say you would do it opposite way, you would do Sunday, you read on the 11th. Shabbos, you read on the 10th. Friday, you read you read on the 12th. Friday, you leave on the 13th. Thursday, you read on the 14th. That's going to mix people up much more. Because here, at least when we mention the days of the week, what are we doing? We're mentioning the days of the week in order. And then when we do the math, we're able to then figure it out backwards. But if we would mention the days of the week backwards, now we're trying to do Sunday, Shabbos, Friday, Thursday. That's going to mix people up even more, since are we actually mentioning the days of the month there? In the Mishnah at the end, we don't actually mention the days of the month. So kiva the misapchi, if we would turn around, kiva aidi the misapchile nakatzidur diyoma. Since doing it backwards would mix everybody up, we mention the days of the week. One more small Gemara. Chalios ber Shabbos, says the Gemara Masisimani. Who's the Mishnah like? Rabbi Yossi. The Mishnah could be either like Rabbi or Rabbi Yossi. What does the Mishnah say? The Mishnah says that when the day 14th falls on an Erev Shabbos, when do you read? The Kfarim read on Thursday. The villagers read on Thursday, which is what? The 13th. And the big cities and the walled cities both read on what day? They both read on the same day, on Friday. Tomorrow we'll see that we're going to bring down a brisa that argues on this. Thank you everyone for coming.